There are stories that begin with a spark, a moment so small that no one notices it until the flame becomes impossible to ignore. Today we follow a story like that. It begins in a crowded American city on a cool November day in 1940. Firecrackers thunder outside the hospital as a Chinese opera troupe celebrates the birth of a child who will someday inspire millions. His parents name him Li Junfan. The world will come to know him as Bruce Lee. Bruce enters life surrounded by noise and motion because his father is touring with a Cantonese opera company. Although Bruce is born on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco, his family soon returns to Hong Kong. The city becomes the backdrop for his earliest memories. It is a place of energy, elegance, and tension. It is also the stage on which Bruce first steps into the world of film. As a young boy, he appears in several Hong Kong movies, often playing mischievous roles that suit his restless personality. He enjoys the work, but no one can yet imagine what this child will become. Hong Kong in the 1940s and early 50s is a rough place for a young boy. Street fights are common, and Bruce learns early that being quick and confident is more than a matter of pride. It is a matter of survival. His parents, concerned about these fights, guide him toward martial arts. At around 13, Bruce begins training in Wing Chun under the legendary Ip Man. This decision shapes the rest of his life. Wing Chun teaches him discipline and precision. It also gives him the structure he has been missing. Yet Bruce is not simply a student. He's a thinker, a challenger, a person who wants to understand the why as much as the how. He often practices until his arms tremble, pushing himself with an intensity that both impresses and worries those around him. His passion for movement and self-expression grows with each passing year. By the late 1950s, Bruce's clashes with other students and concerns about safety push his parents to make a difficult decision. They send him back to the United States. At 18, Bruce arrives in Seattle with little money but enormous determination. He works in restaurants, he studies philosophy at university, and he begins teaching martial arts to anyone interested. His classes are not restricted by tradition. Bruce encourages creativity, adaptation, and personal expression. He refuses to accept rigid styles that do not serve the individual. This openness attracts students from many backgrounds. Bruce's charisma is impossible to ignore. He moves with confidence and speaks with a blend of passion and insight that immediately captures attention. Soon, he's teaching in Oakland and Los Angeles, developing ideas that will eventually become his own martial art philosophy. He calls it Jeet Kune Do. It is not a set system, but a way of thinking. Be like water, he says. Adapt to what is in front of you. Flow, crash, reshape, respond. His words become as influential as his movements. In Los Angeles, Bruce's life takes a dramatic turn. He meets Hollywood actors and stunt coordinators who are amazed by his speed and precision. This leads to screen tests and eventually to his role as Kato in the television show The Green Hornet. Although the show lasts only one season, it becomes a crucial turning point in Bruce's career. American audiences finally see a martial artist who is not portrayed as a stereotype, but as a dynamic, confident hero. Yet even with this breakthrough, progress is slow. Hollywood is still hesitant to cast an Asian actor in leading roles, no matter how talented he is. Disappointed but not defeated, Bruce returns to Hong Kong in the early 1970s. What he finds surprises him. The Green Hornet has become incredibly popular there, and he is already a star without knowing it. Hong Kong film studios rush to offer him leading roles. Bruce finally has the creative freedom he has been craving. In 1971, he stars in The Big Boss. The film becomes a massive success across Asia. Audiences are stunned by his presence. There is a raw intensity in his movements, a precision that feels both artistic and explosive. He follows this with Fist of Fury and The Way of the Dragon, the latter of which he also directs. His duel with Chuck Norris in the Roman Colosseum becomes one of the most iconic fight scenes in cinema history. But Bruce is not satisfied with regional success. He wants to break through worldwide. To do that, he begins working on a new film, a major co-production titled Enter the Dragon. It is the most ambitious project of his career. He is deeply involved in the choreography and philosophy behind the film. In scene after scene, Bruce delivers not only action, but meaning. His words about self-mastery and emotional control echo the teachings he has been refining for years. Enter the Dragon is set to release in 1973. Everyone expects it to launch Bruce into global superstardom. Yet only weeks before the premiere, tragedy strikes. Bruce Lee dies in Hong Kong at the age of 32. The news shocks the world. The official cause is swelling of the brain, and although later investigations confirm this, rumors and speculation continue for decades. The sudden loss of such a vibrant figure feels impossible to accept. Although Bruce's life is brief, his influence grows far beyond anything he could have imagined. Enter the Dragon becomes a worldwide success. Martial arts films explode in popularity across continents. Children and adults alike enroll in dojos and training halls inspired by the energy they see on screen. Bruce becomes a symbol of discipline, freedom, and limitless personal expression. His writings also gain recognition. In his notes and journals, he blends philosophy, personal reflection, and training theory. He quotes Eastern sages and Western thinkers. He studies fencing, boxing, dance, and acting to refine his understanding of movement. He sees the body as a tool for self-discovery and the mind as a partner in that journey. His concept of being like water becomes one of the most quoted ideas in modern martial arts and philosophy. It reminds people that strength is not always rigid. Sometimes the greatest power comes from flexibility, awareness, and presence. Bruce Lee's impact extends far beyond martial arts and film. He challenges stereotypes in Hollywood and opens doors for Asian actors. He becomes a cultural bridge between East and West at a time when such connections are rare. His confidence, creativity, and authenticity inspired generations of artists, athletes, and thinkers. Today, Bruce remains a model of what human potential can look like when passion and discipline come together. His kicks and punches were powerful, but his ideas were even stronger. He believed that every person had the ability to grow, adapt, and express themselves with honesty and courage. He believed that barriers were meant to be broken, not obeyed. He believed that a person could change the world through the mastery of oneself. In the end, the spark that began in a San Francisco hospital became a flame that continues to burn across cultures and generations. Bruce Lee lived fast, worked relentlessly, and left behind a legacy that still teaches us how to move, how to think, and how to live. His story is not only about combat or cinema. It is about self-discovery, courage, and the search for truth through action. Bruce Lee was more than an actor, more than a fighter, more than a legend. He was a reminder that within each of us lies a force that can be shaped and refined into something extraordinary. That is why we remember him. That is why we honor the dragon.